Alrighty, thank you everybody for being here. Welcome to the Atlantic Canada Cleantech Scale Up and Investment Challenge. It has been 10 weeks, and tonight we will have the big unveiling of our winner. We have 3 ventures here, and we will be hearing from every single one of them. We'll take some questions, and then we will go into deliberations, and then we will share the exciting news at the very end. Huge thank you to Amira for hosting us tonight, and of course to our magical partners, Imaginal Ventures, Foresight Canada, the National Research Council, and the Atlantic Canada Opportunity Agency. Thank you all for allowing us to be here, and thank you for being here today and joining us. Lots of gratitude. That's how we are at Spring. So before we go any further, just like to begin by acknowledging that we are gathered here in the Mi'kmaq and the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. I always invite everybody to extend this land acknowledgement into a land engagement. There are many ways to contribute to our Indigenous communities, whether it's through volunteering our time and other monetary resources to be committed to our responsible citizenship on these lands. Going to offer some housekeeping items as well. Bathrooms available on either side here of the elevator. Emergency exits located in the back. If anything happens, we will make our adultly way out towards the emergency exit signs. And if there's a medical emergency, an AED can be found right over there to the left of the elevators. I'll finally start by talking to you about me. Even though I've been around, I'll formally introduce myself. My name is Vanessa. I am the investment program manager at Spring. I've been about 10 years in the tech investment landscape. Been an award-winning corporate innovator. One of my biggest claims to fame was raising $775,000 in 36 hours through a retail investing platform. Our wonderful Natalie, who is roaming around the room, actually happened to be a part of that, but for a different company. So we were both on 2 organizations that built that platform. So that's our achievement. I'm going to share that as our achievement here tonight. And outside of Spring, I like to do a lot of work, with my creative side, and also I think engaging with communities is really important to me, so I do that through my own nonprofit endeavors. But that's enough. No one cares about me. We're here to hear about the exciting people that are in the room. And so first off, I'm going to introduce Dorothy Spence, the CEO of Imaginal Ventures, to come and introduce herself and tell us a little bit more about why we're here.
Thank you. I just love when, they have the headshots that are put up. For the record, want everybody to know I am never going to change that headshot. It is the best headshot I've ever done, and it's non-negotiable. I'll be 100 years old, and that will still be my headshot. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about Imaginal Ventures, because we cooked up this idea of bringing all these people together. Our purpose and the reason why we exist is to support businesses who are changing the world. And these 3 companies and these 3 amazing founders and leaders who tell their stories are a great example of exactly that. So we have worked at Imaginal with over 200 businesses across Canada, the US, and Europe to help them scale their impact through our modern, effective scale-up operating system. And it's great to be back in our own backyard. We believe that entrepreneurs need to be encouraged and supported, celebrated, funded. I say that they all should have an Order of Canada and a psychiatric evaluation. There are so many inherent barriers and intensities to this job of being a founder. They have to overcome a lot of their own internal issues as well as issues in the marketplace. They have to wear many hats, and they make thousands of decisions every single day. It is not a job for the faint of heart. And yet our economy depends on these brave souls who are willing to say, I exist and I'm going to make a difference through this business that I'm creating. So I just want to take a second for all you entrepreneurs out there, thank you. So we started working Working with these companies, it kicked off in January of 2023, so that was over a year ago, and the original 10 businesses are from across Atlantic Canada, and they're still out there, they're innovating, they're scaling, they're growing, they're raising money, they're growing their teams, and they're commercializing their technology for one of the biggest challenges that we have in our society today. And that's how do we help make our world a cleaner and a more sustainable place for this massive growing population and species called human beings. So a little bit about the program and why I thought it was a good idea. About 2 years ago, I started having conversations with Spring, with their co-CEO Keith, and also with Foresight Canada. Both of them are in Vancouver, and I thought, well, wouldn't this be a great idea if we combine our scale-up program with your investment readiness and with your impact investment challenge? So I convinced them that it was a really good idea to come all the way from Vancouver to Halifax to work on this, because they bring such specialized knowledge, they bring powerful networks and resources, and that is what we need here in this region to support these wonderful founders and entrepreneurs. And there's been, just like all of these early stage companies, there's been a number of challenges for us. This is the first time as partners we've worked together, but as like our entrepreneurs, we persisted, and I'm so excited that we're here tonight in order to celebrate that we did it. We're crossing the finish line. I do want to acknowledge some of our partners, which were incredibly supportive of us and believed in this idea of taking a nascent angel market in Atlantic Canada and then doing 2 impact investment challenges where we raise money and joined other impact investors across Canada. So partners that Vanessa mentioned before is Spring, Foresight Canada, but we also had funding partners. So we had the National Research Council through their IRAP program support this, and ACOA. And I also want to thank and acknowledge Amira for having us. So can't wait, really excited. I have no idea who's going to win. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorothy. We're all very excited and grateful there was no psychiatric evaluation required to be a partner. So we're gonna move ahead now. So Foresight Canada, David Yip Tong is actually in Alberta, but he did send a video to make sure that he could say hello to everybody.
Hello everyone, my name is David Yip Tong and I'm with Foresight Canada, and I'd like to welcome all of you to the Atlantic Cleantech Scale-Up and Investment Challenge Final. Foresight was very excited to partner with Spring and Imaginal Ventures to bring this program to you, and we'd also like to thank the generous support of the National Research Council through their IRAP program and ACOA for making this program a reality. As you can see from the names that I just mentioned, we're always stronger when we collaborate together. If you've never heard of Foresight before, we are Canada's largest clean tech accelerator. We were founded in Vancouver, and we now have team members located across the country. I'm calling you today from Calgary, which is on Treaty 7 territory, which is the traditional home of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Tsuut'ina First Nation, the Stoney Nakoda First Nation, and the Métis Nation of Alberta, Districts 5 and 6. But regardless of where you are, if you could just take a moment to pay tribute to the 7 generations that came before us, who've stewarded the land, air, and water that we now benefit from. And as clean tech entrepreneurs, I'm hoping this increases your resolve to further steward the land, air, and water for the 7 generations who are coming after us. Foresight works with clean tech entrepreneurs such as yourselves, helping you not only develop your solutions, but also to help build sustainable businesses. We also work with industry as they try to adopt these solutions to help reduce their impact through our Industry Challenge program. As I mentioned, we're located across the country. Our programming is available to startups from across the country, regardless of where you are. So if ever you're in need of support, by all means, please feel free to reach out to the team at Foresight. And congratulations to all the teams who are presenting tonight. I want you to take a moment to think about the opportunity that you have, regardless of whether or not you win tonight. Think about this opportunity to tell your story and to share with everyone the value that your company can bring to the world. So we look forward to hearing from all of you, either through our programming or through your future successes. Best of luck to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for that message from David. I've actually known David for a few years, and he genuinely ages in reverse. So he will be updating his headshots every so often. But thank you. I'm very grateful for Foresight. Next up, I'm going to invite VP of Corporate Affairs, Janelle Poole of Emera. Come on down.
Okay. Clearly, I need to get, Dorothy, I need your headshot person. Let's talk later. So hello, everyone. I'm Janelle Poole. I'm the Vice President of Corporate Affairs for Emera. And I just want to say welcome to everyone. We're very pleased to be your host tonight here in our headquarters for the Atlantic Canada Cleantech Scale Up and Investment Challenge finale. It's a bit of a mouthful. I've been practicing it. And it's also a big evening for all of the entrepreneurs that are here, either here in person or here online. For those of you who may not be familiar with Emera, we are an energy services company, and we're based right here in Halifax. We serve more than 2.5 million customers across our operating companies in Atlantic Canada, the US, and in the Caribbean. So as an energy services company, the heart of what we do lies in our journey towards supporting the clean energy transition. And as a Halifax-based company, we're invested in supporting the vibrant, innovative ecosystem of entrepreneurs that exist right here at home, here in Atlantic Canada. Through longtime partnerships with local organizations like Tribe Network and the Emera Idea Hub at Dalhousie, we've been privileged to play a small role helping ambitious entrepreneurs turn their idea into realities. Tonight is one such example. So to the finalists, I wish you the best of luck, and we're all very interested and excited to hear what you're working on. Tonight marks a big step for clean tech innovation and for the clean tech innovators as you work to bring your ideas to market. So on behalf of my colleagues that are here in the room and everyone at Emera, we're pleased to host you, and thank you very much. Vanessa.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're very, very grateful to Emera for having us today. All of this is so wonderful, and so we're very happy to be able to hold this space. Last but not least, I'm going to turn it over to Spring's very own Chief Experience Officer, Marlon.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you all at once. Vanessa, thank you for the introduction, and let me know if you can hear me all right. Yeah. So first off, super grateful to be here in Halifax for my second time. I was here just before the holidays for the first time. This city is incredible and so welcoming, so gorgeous. It's kind of insane to travel from Vancouver to Halifax and just kind of be on the different sides of this beautiful land that we live on, and yeah, just really grateful to be here. I think what I'd love to share is just a little bit of my story and also just share kind of why I think this program and programs like these are so important. So I got my start in this ecosystem about 10 years ago, took a job at a startup, had no idea what I was getting myself into, genuinely. I thought it was going to be like a 9-to-5, it wasn't. And from there, I spent a few years kind of like making my way through a few different startups in Vancouver and landed unexpectedly at a venture capital firm through just a roundabout scenario. I knew someone that really trusted me and brought me into a firm, and it was like a master's in business. Like working in BC is just, you have to learn so much about so many different things. And I realized about a year in that I didn't really understand the language of venture capital. Like I had all of this knowledge and all of these experiences, and I think for me that was the beginning of my own entrepreneurial journey. So I really do believe that venture building, really relies on a lot of financial literacy, and I think financial literacy goes well beyond understanding, how to build the right formula in Excel or in numbers or in your tool of choice. I think a lot of it is understanding the language and how to become comfortable with numbers and become comfortable with your own goals and your own financial goals. And so I think a lot of the work that we do in this program, a lot of the entrepreneurs and investors that we touch and bring into this space really benefit from this, I'd say, soft touch around early stage investing and stewarding capital into companies. I think it's a really life-changing experience if you can build a venture and create value within that venture, and for investors if you can actually participate in that organization and in that company's journey. I think that can change lives, and I want to see that happen with the companies that are in the room tonight, with the investors that are in the room tonight. Super excited. I also don't know who's going to win. I will be in that deliberation room, so I'm going to dig into your businesses, and I'm really excited about that. Super excited about the rest of the evening. Thanks.
Thank you, Marlon. I appreciate that. And then I think I wanted to just kind of highlight, what you were saying about almost making investment accessible, right? Like it's a different language. And so it's one of the reasons us at Spring that we love these challenges is because it really caters to any investor at any investor experience level. So I just want to highlight that. I think it's really a wonderful opportunity. That is what we do at Spring. We change the world through innovation. We believe in bringing impact investors and ventures together to really create impact. We do that in a few different ways. We're really about ecosystems. That's the approach that we take, whether it's us participating in the ecosystem or trying to really build out ecosystems. And so we bring impact in a few different ways. We do have a formal impact fund that focuses on clean tech and health tech, but then we've built out the rest of that ecosystem. We have our programming, which is what the Impact Investor Challenge is all about. And we also do a lot of work with international communities, Latin America, Asia, the Middle East, helping build out their own innovation ecosystems. And so, like I said, it's a really great opportunity for us to just really keep creating and keep building impact. In terms of the Impact Investor Challenges, which is our role in this entire partnership, this entire program that we've been doing. We've been running quite a few of these for a few years, and this is some of the impact that this challenge has. So we've trained over 255 investors, and I do want to highlight those are both accredited and non-accredited investors. So again, really speaking to all investor levels. We've featured over 199 companies. We've been able to make $1.8 million in direct impact investments. That is not from our fund. That is literally from these programs that we run. That is when we bring in investors who commit their dollars to doing diligence on these ventures, that is from them. So we've been able to make $1.8 million in direct impact investments, and we've catalyzed an additional $47 million in those impact investments. And what that means is that just because, again, this whole power of community, power of ecosystem, because you're part of this community, we share a lot of the ventures, these opportunities with our community of investors. So that's what these catalyzed investment opportunities are. It's these investments that come in just from you being a part of our community, whether it's other funds who come in, whether it's just other angel investors. That is really speaking to the power of community. What have we been up to? I've been talking about 10 weeks and all this fun stuff. And so what we had, Dorothy spoke about the original 10 ventures. We narrowed it down to 6. Our investor groups have been doing solid diligence for the last 10 weeks, and they chose 3 top finalists. These investors have already pre-committed money to invest. They've been going through 10 weekly sessions every week with different investors, learning a lot about different parts of investing, obviously learning about impact investment. And now we are here to figure out which of the 3 ventures is going to get that final investment. So again, thank you all for being here. It is a huge moment. I'm going to echo, I also have no idea who's going to win. I am just as excited to figure it out because, for myself who watches these conversations for 10 weeks, like, whew, it's intense. It is like, and people sway. It's, oh my God, I really honestly can't wait. Already talked about this. We're actually going to get into the fun part, which is, first a thank you to our coaches, actually. So another part of being in our ecosystem when you go through the program are our wonderful DD coaches, Alan Farrell, who is right here, Professor of Venture Capital and Entrepreneurship at St. Mary's University. I don't know if she made it tonight, but, grateful to have her from the local region. Davrasani as well from Tribe Network. I know she's a familiar face to many of us. And lastly, a good friend of mine, Danielle Sierra, who's the Chief Operations Officer at Bessie Tools, North America. So they were devoting and volunteering their time to working with our investors, adding them a few, helping them, offering considerations, helping them go through the memos, et cetera, et cetera. Partners and sponsors, one more time, of course, a tremendous thank you to Imaginal Ventures, Foresight Canada, ACOA, the National Research Council, and of course, our wonderful friends here at Emera. And our 2024 sponsors, we do work with DLA Piper Inc., M&P, Genus Capital, and Carl Young Financial Services when we bring in the investments and to really help facilitate a lot of these transactions. So a tremendous thank you to them. At Spring, we do not take, for our programs, we don't take carry, we don't do any of that stuff. The investment completely goes towards the venture. So it is this is the reason we're able to do that, because they support us on this end. So thank you so much. Now the fun part, our three finalists. Today we have Accuracy, Core AI, and Call of Skins. Accuracy is here in the flesh today, and then we have Call of Skins and Core AI are tuning in from the Zoomiverse, so we will have some live pitches from them as well. But we're gonna take it away and we'll get started right here with Allison Murray, CEO of Accuracy.
So hi, I'm Allison. Along with my co-founder, Don Skinner, for over 20 years, we've dedicated our careers to helping companies address climate change. Now, a lot has changed during those 2 decades, but one thing remains absolutely the same. Business leaders still have a really hard time figuring out how to cut carbon emissions from their business. Now, there's 3 key questions that they need to answer. Number 1, what are our options to reduce emissions? Number 2, what is it going to cost us? And number 3, how much emissions can we reduce? The big challenge is that most companies don't have access to the right data to make those decisions. Many lack the in-house expertise, and they think that it's too expensive to cut carbon, and that stops them from getting started. At the same time, regulations are increasing, investor pressure is increasing, and the risk of inaccurate carbon data is actually a board-level risk now. At the same time, their customers, the large enterprises that they sell into, are setting net zero targets. Right now, that represents 1/3 of the global economy by market cap. And 75% of their emissions are actually in their supply chain. The big challenge that they have is how to reach their thousands of suppliers, to engage them, and to incentivize them to actually reduce emissions at source. And that's what they need to reach net zero. So that's why Don and I founded Accuracy. Accuracy is the first fully automated software platform that generates a wide range of customized low-carbon solutions for each and every one of our customers. And very importantly, we give them the financial ROI so they can make decisions on how to reduce emissions at source. We do that using deep data and AI. And for a wide range of our options are low to no payback period. That means that they can start cutting costs right away. For our enterprise customers, we make it really easy for them to deploy Accuracy to their thousands of suppliers. Our enterprise customers get a net zero dashboard that pulls in primary Scope 3 data directly from their suppliers, improving accuracy and reliability so they can track their progress towards their net zero goals in real time. So supply chains are global, so this is a really big opportunity, a $24 billion opportunity as we scale in 5 years in our target markets in North America and Europe. And that means it's also a really big opportunity to cut carbon emissions. When Accuracy is fully deployed in 5 years, we can enable 1 gigaton of carbon emission reductions, and then after that, it's the same thing as 1 billion tons of carbon emissions each year that we can reduce. So in terms of our path, our traction with customers has validated that businesses that are looking to cut emissions today in their Scope 1 and Scope 2 will be our first target customers. And then, as regulations come into play in Europe and North America, from year 3 onwards, we see our opportunity with with enterprise customers that are looking to deploy our software to their suppliers to cut their Scope 3 targets. So Accuracy goes way beyond carbon footprinting. Acuity is the first platform to generate customized low-carbon solutions for our customers. And because Acuity is designed from the ground up to address supply chain emissions and is deployed directly to suppliers, we source primary Scope 3 data versus the estimated data that's used by the very crowded carbon accounting sector. And that means our data has improved reliability and accuracy. So I'm really excited to share that our first pilot has started this week with the agri-food sector across Canada, and we have 5 additional pilots in our pipeline with signed LOIs. And these pilots will inform our go-to-market in Q3 this year. We have an amazing team. Many of them are here today, and we're the right team to take this product and to make it a success. I used to lead sustainability strategies for over 20 years inside large multinational companies, and my co-founder, Dawn, is a deep expert in predictive analytics for circular supply chains. Our technical team has deep expertise in enterprise SaaS software, as well as AI and big data and carbon analytics. So we're raising $1 million in our pre-seed round through a SAFE or convertible note, and that extends our runway to March 2025. We also have a clear roadmap to market in Q3 this year, building towards our $180,000 in monthly revenue in Q2 next year. So if you're an investor that wants to help companies in the race to net zero, or you're a business that wants to trial Acuity, come on and join us. Thank you. I'm staying for questions, but I have Dawn here who's going to answer some questions too.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm happy to be the runner if anyone has any questions. Anyone? Anyone at all? Let me check in on our Zoomiverse friends and see. Maybe actually, I have a question.
Sure.
I'm curious, could you tell us a little bit more about IP and IP strategy?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are working right now with a law firm. We've received funding through NRC IRAP, thank you very much, to support the development of our IP strategy. And that work is ongoing right now with the law firm. And then once we get their recommendations on the strategy, we'll be acting on that and making sure that we secure all our IP.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? This is your time, investors. No? Marlon, any questions?
I always have questions, but I'm really curious about your fundraising experience to date. Like, what have you learned? What have you accomplished? Kind of what are some of the challenges as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have been really fortunate to benefit from a really substantial amount of non-dilutive funding from a variety of sources, including IRAP, Invest Nova Scotia through their Accelerate program. Scale AI was one of the first little pieces of funding that we got via Volta to help build our MVP last year. So we've been building on the non-dilutive as much as possible to get us to this point. And fundraising so far is going really well, met lots of investors, getting lots of feedback. It's been really informative and quite a learning journey for Dawn and I. We're first-time tech founders. I'm a second-time founder, but a first-time tech founder, so I've never raised funds like this before. And particularly, we found this spring program really informative because we kind of had a peek behind the scenes of how, what are the factors that investors use to evaluate companies, and that's really helped us to think through some of our other investor conversations that we're having.
Thank you so much. We did have a question from an online investor. They were curious to learn a little bit more about the pilot. If you could tell us a little bit more information about it, whatever you're able to disclose, obviously, in a public setting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then if it's like paid, unpaid, et cetera.
Yeah, sure. So the pilot, as I mentioned, has started this week. It'll run for 4 months. And we have been very fortunate to partner with the Canadian Food Innovation Network and Natural Products Canada to do outreach to their members to come on board as pilot customers, pilot users, to test our software and to give us their feedback over that time. And so we have that organized in terms of there'll be just various waves of companies that will be starting at various points along that 4 months. And then we have 3 large enterprises that have signed up to be part of the pilot. And we have around 8 business customers or business users that have signed up as well that will be testing the software. So we're pretty excited about that and to hear their feedback. We'll of course be iterating the software. This is our beta version. We'll be iterating it as we go through the pilot and then in preparation for our market launch in Q3 this year.
Oh, hello, wonderful. Thank you so much, Allison. Everyone that is Accuracy, and her partner here, Dawn, is also here, so thank you so much. All right, and we're now going to turn it over to Core AI is next, and they will be joining us here live on the screen.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Rahul Anand. I'm co-founder and CEO of a company called Core AI, where we measure ground subsidence using satellites. So we all know about natural catastrophes like hurricanes, floods, or hurricane floods or earthquakes. But how many of you have heard about the growing threat of land subsidence? For the ones who have not heard of it, it is the phenomenon of sinking land, which manifests in the form of landslides, sinkholes. And as you can see in the picture, the land upon which the woman is standing sunk over 5 feet, and that is something which is really alarming. In fact, a fifth of world's population will face this devastating risk by 2040. In the US alone, over $4 billion worth of economic damages is caused by such events. And as the world continues to urbanize, especially in coastal regions, especially places like New York, Miami, Amsterdam, or even the Indian subcontinent, this problem is only going to increase, exposing more and more number of assets in terms of value. Now, unlike earthquakes and wildfires or even floods, ground motion-based perils were poorly understood. And that is why events like such happened or they're happening, wherein within a week or perhaps sometimes within hours, the entire house gets engulfed into a sinkhole. Now, what we are doing is we are using radar satellites and capturing millimeter level movement millimeter level movement and create a time series profile to create a property level or regional risk index. And this is how the profile looks like. The building in the middle is from Denver, which experienced a sinkhole or a land subsidence back in 2020. And right before that, leading up to that event, we were able to capture that this building, in fact, or the region around it, in fact, was sinking at an alarming rate of minus 15 millimeters per year. Now, this puts tremendous amount of power in hands of insurance companies, even mine site owners, or infrastructure owners, or even government bodies to monitor these things and take actions or mitigation actions in time. Now, as a company, we started back in 2020 based out of Halifax. We were one of the cohort winners, Volta cohort winners. And since then, every year we are growing, doubling the revenue every year. In terms of our financial projections, in 2024, we are looking to make close to around $3 million in ARR, and subsequently around $10 million in ARR in 2025. And behind the team, behind all this, we have a 10-member team based out of Halifax, few members in Toronto and Vancouver too. We are passionate about Earth observation and climate change, and we have deep expertise in AI, civil engineering, geosciences, and come with background working in Canadian Space Agency and University of Waterloo. With that, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to come here and present and pitch. I'm open to questions.
That part's important. Did you have deal terms already? I didn't see them. Do you mind clarifying the investment terms you're looking for?
So we, in fact, we raised our pre-seed round a year back, right when the program was started, and we raised close to around $1.6 million at a valuation of $18 million using SafeNote, and we are looking to raise, continue the raise on the same terms.
Thank you so much.
I have a question. I'm assuming that one of your customers or a customer group might be the insurance industry or reinsurance industry. Can you talk a little bit about any conversations you've had with folks that are in the insurance space and the value of this to them?
Absolutely. Great question. So last week we signed a commercial agreement with Zurich Insurance, which is a Fortune 100 insurance company. And the deal is about monitoring 8 high-risk states across the US and provide them this data for underwriting purposes, underwriting strategies. That is one customer we have secured, and in talks with 3 other insurance companies in the pilot stage as we speak.
We'll get them back up in just a second. And so we'll go back to that original question. Rahul, you're back.
Yes.
Perfect. Did you need to repeat the question, or are you okay to just continue? Can you repeat the answer to that?
Yeah. So insurance, property insurance is one of the most important markets for us. And we secured a commercial engagement with Zurich Insurance last week after a 6-month-long pilot with them. And Zurich Insurance, again, is a Fortune 100 insurance company, very big player based out of US and also in Europe. And what we're doing with them is we're starting out with the North America, and we're monitoring 8 states in the US, close to around 18 million square kilometers, to continuously monitor the risk, such kind of risk at a property level, and help them build their pricing strategies. So it's not just about after they know this, they will sort of deny the insurance, but it is also a lot of times, especially with the commercial customers, it is about how do you relay this information to the end customer so that they can better mitigate or do some some changes before getting the insurance. So yeah, that is our traction in the insurance sector.
Perfect, thank you. And Rahul, quick question as well. Can you clarify how many members of your team are based in Halifax?
So there are 4 of us in Halifax.
All right, and we had another question here. How do you mitigate the risk of insurance companies using your data to deny claims?
I am not sure that I understood that question. Risk for the insurance company that they'll lose money on the premiums. I do not understand the question completely.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we'll take that question back, and then we'll follow up with you online. There's one last question because I'm just mindful of time. Are there any opportunities in mining?
Yeah, absolutely. We are working with Agnico and a couple of other major mining companies as we speak. And think about it. I mean, properties is one thing. Your house could be at risk of sinkhole because it is not supposed to move, and if it is moving, it's a problem. But mine sites, on the other hand, are something which are continuously in construction, and they hold a lot of toxic waste, especially tailings dam. So these are not only important infrastructures, but they're also very, very critical and from the environmental standpoint, very risky infrastructures. So we work with them to monitor these mine sites against any movement which is not supposed to happen. And that again is the second, I would say, the second most important market for us, monitoring of mine sites against any of these unwanted movements.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rahul. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your participation in the program. Thank you to our investors for all the questions. We're going to move on to our final pitch. We have Kala Skins, and we will also be inviting her to join us virtually and remotely as well.
All right, so I'll get started. Hi, I'm Janice, co-founder of Skins, a pet innovation company and Canada's fastest growing pet health brand, and we specialize in seafood. Our byproduct first approach to fish keeps more of its value in our towns, uses less energy, and upcycles waste using the best technologies to create the most value from all of the fish. Tons of fish leave small towns like mine every day, leaving almost no value in the community. It's like watching your town die, one truck at a time. But we're changing that with the support of people like you. The seafood first approach has a lot of problems. First, half of the fish caught in Canada is wasted, 100 million kilos a year in Newfoundland alone. Traditional seafood companies only grow by getting more quota and putting more pressure on the resource. Centralized processing takes wealth from small towns to larger towns and creates a lot of greenhouse gas emissions too. Despite control of the byproduct supply, companies here haven't innovated, and they resist companies who do, like how oil and gas held back renewable energy for so long. Coastal towns and fishers are at the bottom of the food chain, but solving pet market problems is how we create the most value, even with small fish quotas. Even the biggest pet brands can't get enough fish to fill the demand of national retailers. They don't know the rural fishery, so they end up with small regional brands that can't get bigger. When they can't grow quickly, their best-selling products get copied by competitors, starting a race to the bottom. Being an Indigenous Newfoundlander, inspired by Iceland, we make products that use all of the cod first. We take head, skin, and bone and upcycle them using trade secret processes for chew sticks, collagen, calcium, and protein powders. Our processes aren't just for cod, though. They work with salmon, haddock, and lake fish too. Our chew sticks have the most nutrition, low odor, and great taste because of our secret drying process. Pet chews let us secure supply today for even more valuable marine ingredients tomorrow. Using a different process, we separate protein, calcium, and collagen to supply the fast-growing supplements market. The seafood pet market will grow by 300% in 5 years. We have Newfoundland and Iceland supply to do $500 million in sales per year. Pets are recession-proof. They're like children, except they never grow up to care for themselves. And pet parents spend just as much money on them, if not more. The fastest growing segment is pet supplements, treating ailments like calcium to strengthen the spine of small dogs like pugs, and life cycle nutrition like collagen to treat joint pain in large dogs like German Shepherds. And pet parents agree, fish are sustainable, clean, and the healthier choice. We have an outstanding team from Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, and Iceland with vast experience in marketing, fish, and bioprocessing, able to execute our solution united with our purpose. Steindor, our collagen inventor, has done 100% fish since before I was even born, setting up dozens of factories with hundreds of his inventions on shelves worldwide. Daryl has built and manages some of Canada's most recognizable food brands. We know the fish and the science, and we've got valuable market intelligence from our customers and suppliers who want fishing towns to thrive again too. And customers love the Coloskins brand. They love that we use all of the fish and make jobs in small towns. They love that we use science and technology to make the best quality products, not the cheapest. And they love that we offer private label. That's why we have 4 private label customers powered by Coloskins. That's why we have listings with Sobeys and Parks Canada. And that's why other pet brands collaborate with us. Scaling up for us means solidifying our brand and markets with Icelandic supply until we get our own plant. Next, we build our plant and replicate it in other fishing towns, matching their supply with licenses for our technologies. And over time, we build up our local supply and import less, helping rural Canadians and profitability. We are looking to raise $150,000 in convertible debt to match provincial grants, to scale up our e-commerce channels, invest in advertising, and stock up inventory to bring 100% cod to a global audience. With the financial support and expertise of impact investors like you, we will make the seafood industry work for all people and allow fishing towns like mine to thrive again. Reach out to Coloskins today to learn how we can maximize returns and impact together.
Thank you so much, Janice. Round of applause. Any questions here from the audience for Janice? No, maybe Janice, if, I'm kind of curious if you don't mind maybe sharing a little bit more about the impact component to what you guys do, how you measure impact, et cetera.
Yes, the primary way that we measure our impact is in the reduction of energy usage and greenhouse gas emissions. Um, a lot of the fish comes out of these rural outport communities and then is basically driven into a centralized plant. Our small regional bioprocessing facility would actually process 100% of the fish all at once. And because it's being processed where it comes out of the water, we also don't need to freeze the product, which saves a lot of energy as well.
Awesome, thank you so much. We have a question here from the audience.
I just want to know more about the competitors. Thank you.
Competitor analysis, in case you didn't catch that.
Yes, thank you. So we find that we have a lot of who you would view as competitors, but the problem is that they don't have access to raw material supply. And by us being located in Atlantic Canada, a lot of who you might view as competitors to us, we all kind of work together because we have different demands for volumes at different times. So like, as you saw, like Icelandic Plus was listed there, but yet we have a great relationship with them. We are competitors, but we also need each other at different times to help one another grow.
Perfect, thank you so much. We have another question. Oh, over here, hold on.
Do you have in-house manufacturing capacity right now? How do you plan to grow that? And what's the cost structure like right now?
So currently, we have a leased facility in Bay Roberts, and that facility is available to us only part-time. As a result of that, we have had to start importing product from Iceland to supplement what we can manufacture domestically until we can, acquire a facility and the necessary processing licenses in Atlantic Canada. But we will be able to grow with the Icelandic supply until that time. When we're producing our own product, we're achieving gross margins on the treats, if we're doing direct to consumer, anywhere between 70 and 85%. And at wholesale, usually we're hitting between 30 and 45% on the treats. The supplements are usually in and around the same area. However, right now we haven't manufactured those at scale. We're just at pilot capacity, so the margins aren't as reflective, and so we're importing the powders from Iceland until we can scale up our production.
Thank you so much. Another question came from online, kind of and tangent to this question, but when do you envision yourself being a self-sustainable producer?
Realistically, I think it'll probably be around 2 years. There is again, not to get into too much detail, we don't have time, but the fish licensing process is quite challenging. It is oftentimes political, and there's a lot of resistance to newcomers entering the industry. So we hope that by building the best brand in market and showing that a Canadian company is having a lot of success in the space, that we can overcome some of those hurdles and get our own facility and fully licensed to process 100% of the fish within the next 2 to 2.5 years.
Yeah, that was where my question was going to come from, or the direction my question was going to go in, which was, how do you think of yourselves from a positioning perspective when you think about like the aisle that you sit in, the companies that are right beside you, and then like the actual brand that you've developed? What is like, where does the strength lie from your perspectives, and where do you guys want to go with that brand in the future?
The strength actually lies in our collagen extraction process. I can't go into great detail on it with the time, but however, we have the first green extraction process that produces a 99.4% pure marine collagen, which is suitable for pharmaceutical applications. However, we're entering in the pet space because it's easier to export and less capital intensive to get started with that. So the pet supplement market is the largest growing segment of the overall pet nutrition market, and so that provides a great entry point for our collagen onto the marketplace.
Thank you so much. And one final question from online, kind of building off of that, is can you apply your process to fruits and vegetables as well?
Maybe Janice, you want to take that one on some of our samples? And
Yes, we can also apply that to fruits and vegetables. We actually just launched a line that's been picked up by Sobeys of freeze-dried fruit. So we use strawberries, blueberries, and apples for now, but we can apply that to any fruit that's not suitable for the human market, but we can utilize it for the pet market.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. That was Colliskins. All right. Now the fun part, investor deliberation. So all of our investors that are here in the flesh, we will go off here into a secret room and we will have our discussions. And then everybody else online, we will be joining, any online investors will be joining us as well. And then everyone else, please feel free to hang out. We'll be back in about 20 to 30 minutes with the result. There's prosciutto. Please save some for me if you don't mind. There's food, there's drinks, and of course, please enjoy the style of Asha prints in the back today. So thank you so much. We'll be back shortly. We're going to announce the winner. I'm going to invite everyone to come back to the main area here. I hope there's prosciutto there for me still. The Italian side of me. I can sniff it when I enter a room. I'm like, oh, it's here. And we're going to ask everyone to come in real close. This is the big moment. Oh, the winner. Thank you for moving that slide forward. Come close right here. Come on, everybody. We've been here all night. We've introduced ourselves. We're all family. This way, please, and thank you. It was a heated deliberation, I have to say. I'm sweating, and I'm not even voting, honestly. Whew. All right. Okay, so after much heated discussion and heated deliberation, we do have a winner of the Impact Investor, the Scale Up Impact and Investment Challenge. First of all, we want to thank all the ventures who've been a part of this since the beginning. We want to thank all of you for all of the communications, for showing up, for your hard work, for everything that you are offering in impact into the world. We wish every single one of you the best. And, but tonight we do have one winner and one winner only. Go ahead, Marlon.
I think I was going to get like at least a visual drum roll.
Can we do like a drum roll?
So congratulations to Acuity. If you guys want to come up and say, yeah, here, congratulations.
Thank you. That's absolutely incredible. Thank you so much to all the investors and really backing us and really seeing our vision for what we can create and the impact that we can all have together. And yeah, we just really appreciate being part of this whole program. Has been incredible. And wow, my head is just spinning. This is amazing, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you to all our investors as well who, pre-committed dollars, took a huge chance on all of us as well, and trusted us to lead them through these deliberations, this investment memo. So thank you so much. We do have a couple little things just to close off with. If anyone here in the space and the room is interested, there is still space to join the SPV, so you will also have the opportunity to invest in Accuracy. Like I mentioned, we are open to both accredited and non-accredited investors, so it's a really, really great opportunity, completely accessible to anybody. You can chat with myself, you can chat with Marlon, you can chat with Natalie, and Christine somewhere here. Ah, there she is. Yeah, and Agassi will be sticking around. Yeah, of course, yes, we'll definitely grab a photo. I'm just gonna do some last minute. We do have, so this was the Cleantech stream. We do have the Health Tech stream happening March 20th. We will be announcing details for that one, so if you wanna check out the winner of our Health Tech venture, make sure you stay tuned. Some of those investors are also here tonight, so you'll see them again, but that one is 5 ventures, and I'm going to sweat just as much, I'm telling you, like it's crazy. If you are an investor and you're interested in maybe doing this again or trying it out, we actually do have one coming up for women-led ventures. That is a national program, so you would actually be going through and doing diligence on women-led ventures all across Canada. This particular program was just Atlantic Ventures. This one is ventures all across Canada, and so there's an opportunity there if investors are interested. You can find that on our website. And then we also have the Spring Collective. I forgot to mention that in the beginning. We have our programs, we have our impact fund, but we also have an angel group, that's our Spring Collective. We're the only national angel group dedicated to impact investment. And so actually for AccuC, because they're the winner tonight, we will automatically present them to our Spring Collective as well, increasing that pool of investment as well. So thank you again for being here today. As always, you can visit us online, spring.is. My name is Vanessa. We got Marlon, Natalie, Christine. Super grateful for all of Spring to be here. Thank you to our partners, Imaginal, Foresight, ACOA, NRC, and Amira. It is a lot of words. It's whew. But thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. This has been a lot of fun, and we hope to see you again soon. So thank you. And yes, picture time.